Good morning, squad. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the #1 spot for everything sports talk, sports news, sports debate in the morning. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Hope y'all had a great, safe, adventurous weekend. Enjoyed the Super Wildcard weekend. Of course, we got a great rundown this Monday, going back to Super Wildcard weekend, breaking down all the games that happened over the weekend. Niners dominant, Jags complete historic comeback, Bills escape upset-minded Dolphins, Giants upset the Vikes, and then the Bengals win on a 98-yard touchdown fumble recovery return. Top performer from the Super Wildcard weekend, most disappointing performer from Super Wildcard weekend, and then I'm going to break down Monday Night Football to cap off Super Wildcard weekend of the Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's get right into it, gang. So we're going to start it off going back to Super Wildcard weekend, and we're going to start off going to the first game. My San Francisco 49ers dominate the Seattle Seahawks in the second half, 25-6 in the second half. It was 17-16. We was losing at halftime. I'm looking like, dang. No, I ain't had no doubt in my mind. I knew my San Francisco 49ers were going to make some adjustments in halftime, come out with a different mindset in the second half, and that's exactly what happened. You got 119 rushing yards from Christian McCaffrey, 133 receiving yards from Deebo Samuel, 4 total touchdowns from Brock Purdy. Just an all-out dominant performance from my San Francisco 49ers. Absolutely expected. Let's move on to the second game. Jags complete a historic comeback on the Los Angeles Chargers. Only 3 points in the second half from the Los Angeles Chargers to give up the third largest comeback in playoff history. 4 interceptions from Trevor Lawrence at half, and for them to lose 31-30 to the Jacksonville Jaguars was just astonishing to me. Was astonishing. Like I said, only 3 points in the second half with an offense that has Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. You got all these weapons out here. 3 points in that second half is just absolutely putrid. Yeah, I definitely think that the head coach is probably going to get out of there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Payton is the #1 candidate to come in as the Los Angeles Chargers head coach for next year. Let's move on to the Sunday games. The first game on Sunday was the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins came up and showed up and balled out for real, for real. They was in this game for the most part, was right there, only down 3 points with 2 minutes left, and then Mike McDaniel admits he didn't know that it was 4th down. He didn't have a 4th down play ready. They get a delay of game. That 4th and 1 turns into a 4th and 6. That 4th and 6 doesn't get converted, and they lose their opportunity to upset the Buffalo Bills. But for me, I'm looking at it, 2 interceptions for Josh Allen. You in the game with Skylar Thompson at the quarterback position, the 3rd string quarterback. I mean, I don't know if it's just Mike McDaniel and him coming from the Niners, and you know how it's plug and play. But hey, listen, you're not supposed to be about to lose to Skylar Thompson at home. At home. Come on now. The Buffalo Bills, that was a little shaky to me. Let's move on to the second game that came on Sunday. You had the New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. Where was Justin Jefferson at yesterday? Come on. I'm looking around like, where JJ at? Where he at? Where he at, though? You feel what I'm saying? They getting TJ Hawkinson involved. He got 10 receptions, 160 yards. I'm like, where is Justin Jefferson at? Who was the D-backs for the New York Giants that y'all saying y'all don't want to test that? Y'all don't want to go after that. To me, that was just, I don't know what to say about that. But then you even look at the Minnesota Vikings. They didn't have too many turnovers. They sputtered a little bit, but it wasn't like Kirk Cousins came out there, had 2 interceptions or a critical turnover at a critical junction in the game. It was just, I feel like the Giants came out there and they outplayed the Minnesota Vikings, which a lot of people knew was very much possible just because of how the Minnesota Vikings were performing throughout this entire year. They were up and down. They were up and down. And if they weren't up, then usually they were way, way down. So to me, that was no surprise. But where was Justin Jefferson? Especially on that last play, 4th down. Come on, it's 4th and 8. You throw a 3-yard out to TJ Hawkinson. Bro, if you don't throw that ball up to JJ, if you don't throw that ball up to Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, that was his big, crucial, critical mistake right there, was not giving Justin Jefferson a chance to actually convert that 4th down and going and throwing it 5 yards below the sticks to TJ Hawkinson. That was just astonishing that he made that decision. Let's move on to the last game that came on Sunday, the Sunday night game of the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. That was a hell of a game right there, but I'm a little scared about the Cincinnati Bengals, but I do want to say this. That was the same thing I said last year when they almost shoulda, coulda, woulda lost to the Las Vegas Raiders last year. To me, they probably should have lost this game to the Baltimore Ravens. You think about Tyler Huntley. What were you thinking, bro? You 2 yards out, 2-3 yards out, and you're not as big as Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, who he did it on a 2-point conversion. Trevor Lawrence did the reach over on a 2-point conversion when they had the field spread out and there was no defensive lineman there. And Trevor Lawrence has done it a couple times throughout the season, but Trevor Lawrence is 6'4", a large wingspan, and he only does it when they like basically at the goal line. He just whoop, do it over real quick. You try to lift it over a sea of hands into the end zone from the 2-3 yard line, from the 2.5 yard line. What are you doing, bro? And I completely agree with what J.K. Dobbins said. I don't think it was anything disrespectful. It was just real. It's the playoffs. How do I not get a handoff inside the 5 yard line with a chance to take the lead in the game? How do I not get a carry? You get what I'm saying? To me, I don't know what Tyler Huntley was thinking by trying to reach it out. I thought Mark Andrews was going to catch him when he was hawking him. I'm like, Mark, he about to make the play of the game by tackling this dude. And that didn't happen. So to me, it was just a brilliant game. That's how I would expect an AFC North playoff game to go in that way on a defensive score. So that was just a brilliant game. But I don't know what Tyler Huntley was thinking. And the Baltimore Ravens probably squandered a game that they should have won. They definitely squandered a game that they should have won, if you ask me. Let's move on now. Who's the top performer from Super Wildcard Weekend? For me, I'm going to go with Danny Dimes. I'm going to give some love and some flowers to Daniel Jones. You think 24 for 35, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 17 carries, 78 yards on the ground, just making all the plays when the plays were necessary. And then, like I said, when it came to the New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings, it wasn't like Kirk Cousins came out there and he didn't do his thing, but I think Daniel Jones just kept the pressure on the Minnesota Vikings to make play after play after play, because he was coming out there making play after play after play, putting points on the board. And so I got to give props where props are due. A lot of major national analysts were saying, oh, well, we don't know, Danny Dimes is the weakest and he's the weak link in the New York Giants, and we don't know if he can win multiple playoff games. I'm going to tell you this, those Philadelphia Eagles better buckle that chin strap. As close as y'all was to losing to Davis Webb, and the way that this New York Giants team is coming in with the confidence brewing, we going to get into that later on in the week. But hey, listen, those Philadelphia Eagles better be ready. They better be ready. What was the most disappointing performance from Super Wildcard Weekend? For me, I got to give the trash where trash is due. Justin Herbert. This is we went out there, and let's give props to the Brock Purdy's. Let's give props to the Trevor Lawrences, the first-time starters in the playoffs that went out there and they did their thing. They balled. They absolutely did their thing. But what were you doing, Justin Herbert? 3 points. You led your team to 3 points in the second half. That's absolutely unacceptable. 25 for 43 through the air. That's about 50-something%. That is absolutely unacceptable. 273 yards, 1 touchdown. Like, no turnover, no critical turnover. But when you look at it, you got spotted 4 turnovers in the first half. What are you doing? You get what I'm saying? Like, to me, you can't put it all on the head coach, but you can't get rid of your star quarterback. Justin Herbert is a star quarterback. He does have a lot of growing to do, but a lot of that has to be on Justin Herbert. You got to make some plays, run, do something. You get what I'm saying? You can't all say is, well, Brian, well, I ain't going to say that because coaching takes you a long way, but Justin Herbert, man, to me, that second half was just, where were you? Where was you at, bro? It was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, field goal, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. That was just unacceptable, unacceptable. So, most disappointing performance from Super Wildcard Weekend for me was Justin Herbert. Let's break down Monday Night Football before we get out of here. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What am I seeing from this game? To me, I'm going to see it's not enough offense in Tampa in this game. The Dallas Cowboys cannot come out there and not look explosive offensively. I don't know what they were doing last week against the New York Giants, but they got to get back to that explosive offense. I don't care if it comes with a turnover or 2. You cannot come out there and put up 3 points, 10 points, 13 points. These Dallas Cowboys have to come out there and put up 24 or more points tonight to win this game, because if it's a 20-point game, Tom Brady can get 21. Tom Brady can get 24. But if you make it a 27, 30-point, almost shootout type game, the Tampa Bay Bucks don't have enough. And I expect Kellen Moore to come out and devise a crazy game plan to put his playmakers in the best position to be successful. And especially when you thinking about, I think he's going to get the ball into the hands of Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb early. Watch out for Dalton Schultz and all those dudes, but CeeDee Lamb and I think Tony Pollard will get the brunt of the work early. Then you're going to get Ezekiel Elliott down the stretch, and I'm going to say a 27-16 Cowboys win over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Like I said, it's not enough down there in Tampa. If the Tampa Bay Bucks win this game, they're going to come into Santa Clara face my San Francisco 49ers and get punched in the mouth for a second time this season against my San Francisco 49ers. If the Dallas Cowboys win, I think it's going to be in a lot more competitive matchup, so we'll see how that plans out. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys over the Tampa Bay Bucks, but they got to put up some points. If it's a close game, the Bucks will win. Tom Brady will find a way to get past the Dallas Cowboys if it's a game that's 20 points or less from both teams. So give me the Dallas Cowboys 27-16. Let me know what y'all think, though. Super wild card weekend. Niners dominate. Jags complete a historic comeback. Third biggest comeback in playoff history. Bills escape upset-minded Dolphins. Giants upset the Vikings. Bengals win over the Baltimore Ravens. Who was the top performer from Super wild card weekend? Who was the most disappointing performer from Super wild card weekend? And who do y'all have in the Monday Night Football matchup of the Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Bucks? MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.